Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. You know what I forgot to do? I am so bummed out about this. I forgot that the Ravens Bears preseason game was on. I know, I was just talking about it, yesterday, the day before, all week, how I couldn't wait to watch the game because I wanted to see how Lamar Jackson did. I was like all excited about watching the preseason game with the Ravens, and then I completely forgot that it was on. I remembered it about 5 minutes ago, so that did not do me much good. I'm kind of bummed about the fact that I forgot to watch it, but oh, well, what are you going to do? So if any of you guys watched it and you want to tell me some highlight reel, if Lamar played or RG3, I don't know which one of them started under center. Maybe they both have gotten some time under there. But anyway, so tonight we have just a couple of breaks. We're going to open an autographed New Era baseball cap for our memorabilia break, and then we'll roll right into a full case of certified football after that. Before we get started, of course, there is some information to go over, and what you see up on the screen right now is a couple of things. The first one is just about my feedback, and that's to let you know that it's completely automated on eBay. Basically, that's so you never have to wait on me to get caught up. So when you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. The second thing there, of course, is to say thank you, because I appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me. So thanks everybody for being here tonight. And what we're looking at right now, these are upcoming breaks, stuff that is already listed on eBay, up and available for bidding right now, and of course is going to be ending over the next few days. Tomorrow night we'll open Elements Football and the back half of a case of Chrome Baseball that we started last night. Both of those products just came out yesterday. On Saturday it's a full-size autographed football helmet, another one of our half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys. Those are always a lot of fun. Another case of Elements and a Gold Rush autographed baseball jersey, a case of Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs, that again with the updated checklist for the National Edition, and a second case of Immaculate Baseball on Sunday. We're going to start a little earlier than normal, not much earlier, but a little, at 9:45 instead of 10. That night we'll open an autographed batting helmet, a half case of Gold Standard Football, which will be the start of a new case, and a full case of Topps Chrome Baseball. We won't be doing a half case of it. We'll do a full case on Sunday night. Monday will find us opening a basketball jersey, another half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys, another case of the Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs, a third case of Immaculate Baseball, and a fifth case of Certified. So we'll be opening Certified again on Monday night. Tuesday will be a full-size autographed football helmet, a fourth case of Elements, and some more Allen and Ginter, because we can't forget about Allen and Ginter as we go along. We've got so much stuff to open these days. We kind of have to find time to squeeze it all in. So the shipping dates tonight, the free shipping break, which is the New Era baseball hat, I'm anticipating that to ship out on Thursday. Now, in all likelihood, I will find 5 minutes, 10 minutes here or there where I don't have time to finish a break, but I do have time to get that out. So in all likelihood, that will get out the door before then, but that is as long as it would be. In other words, the latest it would ship would be next Thursday, the 9th. Our paid shipping break, I'm projecting to get out on Tuesday, and I'm hoping that I can get that to you sooner. Making some headway and getting back caught up. Of course, we opened a ton of stuff last night, but we're on track. We're moving ahead well. But for now, let's anticipate Tuesday, and if I can get it to you faster than that, I will. Consolation cards you don't have to worry about for Certified, but if you're in the New Era baseball cap break and your team is not the team that is pulled, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year in any series. I track that for a rolling 90-day period, and typically I'm going to send it with your next package. So the next time you do pull an autograph, the next time you do pull an item or a card in a break, I would simply go back and see all of the consolation cards that you were due, gather them up, and send them all out at the same time with that package. If you happen to want it sent sooner, you don't want to wait like that, you just want it in a plain white envelope and a stamp, shoot me a message on eBay and let me know, and we'll get that taken care of for you. So first up, 2018 Hit Parade Series 1 Autograph New Era Baseball Cap. This is break number 2. It's a new product for Hit Parade. And of course, I just ordered 2 originally to see how we liked them. And we'll see how we like the first one. We'll see what comes out tonight. And of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Thursday night, August the 2nd. And we're live streaming it tonight as well. Team names are there on the left, and your name in lights as the winning bidder is across from each team on the right-hand side. If you are here for certified football, it is coming up next, and of course your spreadsheet will go up right before your break. Last but not least, I am taking autofocus off. I'm manually setting the focus. It's going to make the background go out of focus a tad, but don't worry about that. We're going to still be able to see everything with no problems. In chat, we have Nicholas. Hey, Nicholas. And Greg. Hi, Greg. Did either one of you, Nicholas or Greg, did either of you watch the Ravens-Bears game? I still cannot believe that I forgot to watch that. I've been talking about it all week. I've been looking forward to watching Lamar Jackson play. I got busy working on this sort of stuff, on listing and getting spreadsheets done and invoicing and all that jazz, and I completely forgot the whole thing. Like, unbelievable. But that's what happened. And so, I don't know what happened. So, I don't know who started or who, I don't know why there's all that tissue paper in there, who played and who didn't, but anyway, I guess I'll have to go find the highlights of it later after we get done with our break. So I have a little advantage in knowing what this is because on the top of that box there was a sticker inside of it. And guys, I love this hit, okay? That is a nice Hall of Fame signature because that's Fred Lynn. And for some reason, something always makes the camera colors weird when on these hats. I don't know what it is. I thought maybe it was the white tissue paper, but I guess it's not. Anyway, this is a Fred Lynn signed cap. I don't see, when I shake around the tissue paper, there doesn't appear to be any paper certification for it. Ah, there it is. It's tucked inside there. There's a David Adams paper certification, David Adams hologram sticker. And, of course, you can see this was a $34.99 hat unsigned, apparently. So they left the price tag on it and everything when they got it signed. So if you have the Boston Red Sox, you have yourself a nice hit tonight with Hall of Famer Fred Lynn signing your New Era baseball cap. So that was quick and easy, right? And now we're moving on to certified football, which we all know and love because we've opened it a bunch already. Let me just get our spreadsheet set back up. For anyone who might not have noticed this a moment ago, if you weren't logged in or you weren't looking up, didn't see it, once again, I'm projecting certified to ship out on Tuesday. If I can get certified out quicker than that, I will. Of course, New Era has its own set of information up here, but we just finished that break, so hopefully everybody in New Era saw that already. Gio, you taking off tonight? Well, you were here for the excuse me, the memorabilia break then. Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining me. I don't remember who your team was, but I'm guessing you must not have hit it because I think you would have Yahooed or something if you did. So if we didn't hit for you tonight, Gio, I'm sorry about that. Maybe we will next time, hopefully. So this is 12 boxes of 2018 certified football. It is a full inner case break, break number 4, like our hat that we opened before it. It ended tonight on eBay, Thursday night, August the 2nd. And of course, here we are breaking it the same night. There are a couple of teams in here that are unpaid. There were also a couple in that New Era baseball cap that were unpaid. So if you are the owner of one of the unpaid teams, please, please, please go in and take care of it. Because it's not cool to leave people stuck with those. In this case, me being people. Although in general, I'm just saying it's, you know, not cool to go into breaks and bid and take up spots and then not pay. Which, July was just a terrible month for that. I had more unpaid bidders in July than I've had in ages. And I was hoping now that we were into a new month, that was going to change the luck. But I've already had 5 or 6 just in August. And we're only 2 days into August. Like, what in the world? I know, I've already gotten hooked for over $100 and 2 days into the month. But such are the hazards, I guess. Not everybody is, what is the word I'm looking for? Honorable, kind of. That's not really the right word, but it's sort of what I mean. Okay, so we have out here our 12 boxes of certified football. And you can see in here we're going to find 4 hits per box. It can be an autograph, it could be a memorabilia, it could be autograph memorabilia paired. Sometimes our hits are replaced with a Panini Rewards point card. And if that happens, if we pull one of those points cards, I'll just use random.org at the end of the break to distribute that. And what else? There's going to be lots of numbered stuff in here. Lots and lots and lots of numbered stuff. And I'm just trying to get this arranged in a way that isn't so towering, like I'm not worried about it kind of falling over and crushing something. So our stuff that's numbered, high numbered, you know, 499, 699, that sort of stuff. You're going to see those go by, but I am not really going to stop and read out the numbers for each of those because A, there's a lot of them, and B, those are high enough numbered that probably nobody's really caring that much about those. Some of the lower numbered ones, of course, I will read out the number as we go along. So some I will read, some I won't, but generally it's the higher numbered ones that will just keep on cruising past. Nicholas, you are asking which team's in certified. You know, I'm not going to necessarily resell them tonight. I'm hoping that these are people that are ultimately going to pay. Most of them look like they'll probably be okay. Of course, I thought that last night too about a couple of things and ended up not being okay. So it's always a gamble, isn't it? Always a gamble on my side too. Bam Bam's here. Hi, Bam Bam. And Bobby, you missed the hat, and it was Fred Lynn for the Red Sox, and I see Nicholas and Greg both answered that for me. Thank you. Oh, Jerry, you're telling me what's going on with the game, okay? Because, listen, I still cannot believe I forgot to turn that on. I'm so mad at myself for that. But that's kind of what happens. I get busy working, and I forget about stuff like that, and I was really looking forward to it. So, but Jerry is telling me that Lamar Jackson threw a touchdown to Hayden Hurst. All right, so rookie to rookie there for the Ravens. Jerry, did Lamar start the game, or did they have RG3 start and Lamar come in, or the opposite, or has it been Lamar the whole time? What's the 411 on it? The score 17-7. Is that Ravens beating Bears or Bears beating Ravens? So this is an example, guys. I'm just going to call out this first one here. You see that is numbered to 999. We're going to find loads of them that either say that or 499. And from this point forward, we'll keep cruising past those and won't stop and read them out. All right, let me get some thicker card sleeves out. And we're starting off tonight with an Indianapolis Colt. And it is Naheem Hines to 499 with a patch and a signature. And of course, there's just tons of stuff in here. Most of this stuff refracts as well. There's a nice Calvin Ridley gold team. And we'll find quite a few of the gold team cards as well. These kid reporters, if anybody has a kid and they want one of those codes to enter, just feel free to write it down as you see it go by and enter away. There's a Sony Michel gold team. Hey, Nicholas, I have a question for you. Apparently, Antonio Brown got carted off and taken back to Pittsburgh for further evaluation. Have you heard anything more than that? Do you know anything about the extent of the injury or any additional info on what's going on with Antonio? I figured if anyone did, it would be you. So I hope you do, because I don't know much more than just that. Josh Allen relic for the Buffalo Bills. Okay, so it's day to day, and Tomlin isn't saying a word about it. Well, doesn't that just figure? I hope he hasn't re-injured that leg from last year. That would be bad. This is numbered to 225. I'm calling this out in particular because anytime you see one with that sort of orangey, whatever colors there on the side, you will know that that's going to be numbered to 225, just offhand. Numbered to 10, this is a very low number, and the Colts have a second hit already. This happens to be Quincy Wilson. So the Colts are 2 out of 3 at the moment. Not too shabby to start off with. Marcus Davenport, that's numbered to 25 for the Saints. We like them a little better when they're to 25 instead of 999, huh? At least I do. Demarius Thomas relic, that is numbered to 99 for the Broncos. Greg, you probably have the Colts tonight, right? You buy the Colts and the Dolphins a fair amount lately, I've noticed. And occasionally you branch out and surprise me too. So it's not always the same teams. Nicholas, I'm guessing you have the Steelers, is that right? Did you jump in and get the Steelers tonight? Greg, I am so glad that everything in your package was okay. I sent some stuff to Greg in a box, right? Because I thought, well, first of all, it was a lot of stuff, and it was more stuff than really would have gone in a mailer anyway. But secondly, you think, oh, a box that's, really well protected. And of course, you know me, I used bubble wrap and peanuts and everything else because I tend to always assume that it's going to be used as a football. And man, Greg sent me a picture of that thing. It showed up today, busted open, like it was split, like they had stepped on it or thrown something really heavy on it or run over it or something. One of the whole sides was split out. He said packing peanuts were pouring out of it. I mean, it was all crushed up, and somehow miraculously inside all of the cards and items were unharmed, and I was so happy because when I saw that picture of that box, he didn't say anything in the first message about like what the kind of shape everything was in. He just sent the picture and said, oh, the box was crushed, and I'm thinking, oh no, everything fell out or it's ruined, and thank goodness it was not. So I was happy about that. Jerry said RG3 started instead of Lamar. Okay. 7 of 11, 58 yards, and 1 TD. For Griffin, I'm assuming you're talking about for RG3. Well, that's not bad. But I'm a little surprised that they did not start Lamar Jackson. I mean, because I kind of thought they would be giving him more of the reps, but I guess not. That is numbered to 99, J.J. Watt and the Texans. So I don't know, but I'm sure somebody will put some highlights up somewhere. I'll be able to see part of it later. Certified potential for the Vikings to 99. That is Jalen Holmes. And here comes a gold team Aaron Rodgers for the Packers. Oh, Bam Bam said Lamar just threw an interception. Oh, well, I guess good thing I didn't see that then, isn't it? Daggone it, Lamar Jackson. Calm yourself down. Oh, well. I guess that's to be expected. He's going to have some miscues like that. Better to get them out in preseason. Although, obviously, they're going to be having Flacco start through this season. Bradley Chubb coming out for the Broncos. Lamar is 2 of 4 with a touchdown. Well, I like the touchdown part, but the 50% part really is not kind of grabbing me too much. Probably not the Ravens either. The Ravens are like, what? Oh, Nicholas, you said you got something awesome out of Immaculate. A 1-of-1 bowl patch card for James Washington. Oh, that is sweet, man. That is very nice. That is numbered to 499, which I said I wasn't going to read out, but I did anyway. Yeah, I tried to go back and get a little more Immaculate Collegiate because we were pulling such nice stuff out of it. And I hadn't really ordered a lot because A, I don't usually order a ton of the collegiate stuff, and B, it was coming out right before this gigantic release week that we're having right now. So I just didn't really load up on it, and I thought I'd be able to go back and pick up more later, and now there's none to be had. To $2.99, that is a certified gamer for the Dolphins, and it was Devontae Parker. Here comes another Nyheim Hines. That's crazy. This is to $249. And the Colts are just kind of backing up the truck and taking all of the hits out of here tonight, aren't they? Colts are on a little bit of a roll. Of course, we had a case not that long ago where the Steelers were on a roll like that. This is numbered to 10. It's Doug Baldwin for the Seahawks. So once again, I think we must assume that maybe Panini is not doing the best job with randomizing some of these cases. Oh, the night before, the same guy did a dual case and pulled a 1-of-1 bowl patch for Rudolph. Wow, that guy was having some luck, wasn't he? I mean, I thought we had some pretty nice cases of Immaculate Collegiate, and we pulled a couple of those guys, Rudolph, I think, to 5, and Washington. I don't remember what the lowest Washington was. And I thought we were doing pretty well with those, but this guy's hitting both the 1-of-1s. That's nuts. Ah, well. We've had our share of good hits, that's for sure. And I imagine we've got a lot more coming, so before you know it, we'll be opening National Treasures Collegiate and Flawless Collegiate. Those aren't, well, they're maybe a little ways down the road yet, but not too awfully far. The orders were due this week for maybe both of them. Definitely for one of them, maybe for both of them. So we're not too far out from some more high-end collegiate football products. Yeah, well, there's a bunch of stuff open for orders right now, so I'm trying to kind of guess where things need to be. It's always so hard when you order so far in advance. That is numbered to 5, Justin Jackson and the Chargers. Of course, it's a little easier with Panini because their stuff is usually, not always, but typically about, I don't know, maybe a month or two out. Before, you know, you order it, you've only got a month or two before it releases. Whereas with Topps, you're ordering it and you've got a 6-month wait in between. So it's really hard to gauge how things are going to look in 6 months. A little AB relic for the Steelers. That is numbered to 199 with Mr. Antonio Brown. Whoops, that is numbered 2. It is to 99 with the Telvin Smith and the Jags. And then there's an Immortals that went by. Spectra will be a while. The order period is still open for Spectra. It hasn't even closed the order window yet. Absolute, I did see some of my numbers on Absolute already, so I know it's been allocated at least by one of my distributors, but I don't remember the release date. But I don't think we're terribly far away. Maybe sometime in August, but I couldn't tell you for certain the date. Numbered to 75, it is Mike White with a rookie roll call. And you know they move those dates so often anyway, honestly. They'll tell you it's one thing and next week it might be something completely different anyway. Freshman Fabrics to 499. Of course, you've got the relic and autograph there for the Broncos with Deshaun Hamilton. Vinny Testaverde Immortals went by there for the Jets. Here comes another hit for the Dolphins, Mike Gesicki. So what did you think, Nicholas, about Elements? Because were you on here last night? I don't remember seeing you last night when we broke Elements. That's not to say that you weren't, because I tell you what, I was split in so many different directions last night trying to break through all those products. What have we probably talked and I just forgot, but I don't remember you being on there last night, so I'm just curious what you think of Elements. I liked it. I'm looking forward to getting in there and breaking more of it, because I thought it was really cool. Of course, I like the metal cards. I've always been a fan of the metal cards, and I love the fact that it's autographed right on the card. So for me, I thought they were pretty cool. But yeah, you like it? Yeah, cool. I did too. You never know. It looked in the sales materials like it was going to be pretty awesome, but sometimes you'll see those marketing materials, and then when you get it in your hand, you're like, ooh, man, I kind of don't know how I feel about that. But no, that was not the case with Elements. I was really pleased with the way the product looked and the quality of it, and the hits we got out of it I was happy with. Bam Bam liked it too. Cool. Greg, Absolute, that's the one I was talking about a second ago. I know the allocations are done with at least one of my distributors. So I'm thinking it is sometime later this month, but honestly, I don't have the date in front of me. And earlier today, I was doing pre-orders and looking at allocation numbers, and it would be really easy for me to have it jumbled up in my head as to when it's actually coming out. But I think Absolute is maybe later this month, like towards the end of the month. Next week, we'll have Donruss football. That'll come out on Wednesday of next week. And of course, it is mega, mega base card heavy. And they do those dumb 20-box cases that make me crazy, because there's no good way to divide up the case. Because 10 boxes is almost too many to do in a break. 20 is way too many to do in a break. But, you know, 4 or 5 doesn't seem like enough. So I don't know how we're going to do that. What I do know is this is a nice hit for the Ravens. It is numbered to 25, and it's a nice patch, part of a letter there most likely. It's Jaleel Scott with your relic and signature. I know you would have probably rather had Lamar Jackson. I feel you on that, but I still think that's quite a nice hit. So if you have the Ravens, congrats on Jaleel Scott. Ooh, and if you have the Saints, would you like to have a nice Alvin Kamara to 30? I bet you would, because that's pretty sweet. So nice hit for the Saints as well. This is a good box so far, especially with the low numbers on it. There's a Lamar Gold team. You said regular Donruss, Greg? Yeah, just regular Donruss football is what comes out on Wednesday. So that, and I think Clearly Authentic Baseball is also Wednesday, and I think those are the only two we have. Then Friday of next week, if they don't change the dates, we'll have the Leaf Flash football that we were talking about earlier. Christian Kirk relic for the Cardinals. And of course, Leaf Flash, this is going to be a different kind of product for them, in the sense that it's not only going to be the rookies, but it's also going to include some Hall of Famers like Terry Bradshaw and such. This is a really nice box for the relics we're getting. This is also numbered to 25, and you've got a very solid 3-color relic there for Andy Dalton. So of our 4 hits, 3 of them were quite nice and numbered very low. And then we had the one, of course, was a nice relic for the Cardinals. It just wasn't low numbered, that's all. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm really excited to get into Flash. Of course, you guys all know I like the Leaf products anyway. I think they do a super job with them, and I'm pretty jazzed about getting in there with something besides just the rookies to kind of entice us a little. because your odds are always pretty good of pulling any given person in one of those Leaf products, because the checklist is always very manageable. It's not like these products where there's a zillion people on there, so you might open 10 cases and see Baker Mayfield once, you know. It's not the way it is with the Leaf products. In fact, you might often find Baker Mayfield or whoever in every case, or at least usually every other, if not every. Nicholas Leaf is doing Trinity. That has moved back. We're still a ways out from that, I believe. Trying to think after Flash, I'm trying to think when the next release date was for Leaf. And again, I apologize. I looked at so many different products and dates today that I did not do a good job of retaining it all. But for sure, they're still doing Trinity. And for sure, we will have some of it. And of course, Trinity always has the really nice relics. Trinity Baseball is probably my favorite of all the Leaf products, because it's honestly the best baseball relics that you find almost anywhere. Their relics are just awesome in Trinity. So, and of course, Trinity Football will be nice as well. Yeah, you like Valiant, Metal, and Trinity. Yeah, of course, Valiant was fun for us to break. And I think I broke more Valiant than I did Metal Draft. But Trinity, I think I've got a handful coming as well. This is numbered 250. It is a Bradley Chubb Gold Team that's numbered. Most of our Gold Team, of course, as you know, are not numbered. So that was a nice little pleasant surprise. You saw a Houston Oiler go by there. If you are unfamiliar with how that sort of thing works, cards do always stay with their franchises. And all the information about that is at the bottom of each of my listings down there in that little special circumstances area. So in that case, of course, Oilers cards go to the Titans, because the former Houston Oilers moved to Tennessee, became the Tennessee Oilers, and finally the Tennessee Titans. Josh Rosen to 10, Arizona Cardinals, and that's a nice relic too. So if you've got the Cardinals, I like that Josh Rosen. I wish it had been signed, but I do like your relic. It's very nice. Very nice indeed for the Cardinals. Bam Bam Origins is coming up for sure. That is another one that I saw on the list today. It's, I believe, due somewhere kind of towards the end of this month as well, if I'm remembering the release sequence correctly. It's not too far in the offing. And man, they are making Origins a little scarce this year too. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I didn't get anywhere near the amount of Origins that I asked for. Got cut back by quite a bit, so it's going to be another one of those years, guys, where everything we want, they're going to say, oh, you can have about half of what you want, which is always kind of a drag. That is numbered to 25 for the Buffalo Bills. And of course, you saw the rewards point come out a minute ago. That replaced one of our hits, and I will use random.org at the end of the break, and it'll be awarded amongst all of our teams for tonight. For the 49ers, it's a Dante Pettis relic. But I guess we should have known that this was coming for a while. I mean, these guys, all these card companies are all about, that's a nice Saquon Barkley gold team. All the card companies just want to make their stuff scarce. Sometimes I think artificially making it scarce so that they can jack up the prices and sell more. This is numbered to 75, and if you have the Patriots, that's a nice Sony Michel hit for you. It is a 4-color relic because you've got the navy up there in the corner, and of course your autograph, low number, relatively speaking, and I think that Sony Michel is a very solid hit for the Patriots. I know, Nicholas says, the dreaded points. That's usually my line. I'm always like, the dreaded Panini rewards points. The dreaded redemptions. You know, That's usually my take on that too, but I've kind of come to just accept the points cards. I don't like them, as most of you know, and I used to just go off on terrible rants when we would pull them out of high-end products in particular. But over time, I have learned to kind of calm down, not really get so worked up about them, because you know you're going to find them. But I agree, they're not really something I look forward to. And since you brought it up, Nicholas, I will expound one little bit, and then I won't go into my full rant, but I will say this. The other thing that bothers me so much about those cards is when you do go and cash in your points and you pick something that they have available, they make you pay shipping to get the card. And I think that is just absolutely outrageous. Because you know what? You already bought the box of cards. So you've already spent the money that you should have spent to get the hit. And you didn't get it. You got the points instead, which oftentimes, like the 150 points, you probably can't even get anything you would want with that. You have to save it up and wait to get some more points to go with it. And then they charge you shipping to send it to you. It just puts me right over the edge. I can't stand that. That's actually my least favorite part of the whole thing. Because I think that's just criminal that they should be charging shipping for that. But what is not criminal is a nice Kyle Lauletta hit for the Giants. And that is numbered to 99. Of course, I'm sure that you're looking for Barkley, and I feel you on that. I do think the Lauletta is a nice hit, though. I think he's got a real chance to get on the field. And on top of that, he's not coming out of here a lot. So it's not like he's jam-packed and every other card is Kyle Lauletta. So all in all, not bad. To $3.99, there is a Saquon Barkley relic. Big Ben Roethlisberger. Allegedly not quite as big coming into training camp. Maybe we can call him medium-sized Ben. I don't know. Don't know how much weight he lost, but allegedly he's trimmed down a little and is in better condition for training camp and the season, obviously. Cedric Wilson, numbered to 5 for those Cowboys. The boys to 5. And there was a John Lynch to 225, I think that was. But we've definitely had some fun this week, and we had some good stuff last night too. So we just need, I just want a big booming hit out of Certified. We've had some very nice hits, but I want like the big booming hit. Feel like we should be getting close to pulling one of those. There's an Andy Dalton numbered to 299 for the Bengals. Is that must be game used. It looks dirty. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Cool. See some dirt on it. That makes me happy. Because you guys know, many of you know, maybe not all of you, but those who have broken with me for a long time, you know how it just kills me if they're game used and they look pristine, like they've been washed and dried. I absolutely hate that. If it's game used, I want it to have blood, sweat, tears, grass stains, the whole 9 yards on it. This is numbered to 349. It is Michael Gallup for the Cowboys. Like, I practically want to be able to catch something from touching the relic if it's been game used. I want it to be dirty and germy. But anyway, they don't always come out that way. A lot of times they come out all nice and, as I say, clean and look practically like they've been washed and dried. And not just the Eli Manning relics. Haha. Many of you got that reference probably. If anybody didn't get that reference, well, then it probably wasn't a good joke, right? If you didn't get the reference. But, of course, Eli Manning got in trouble a few years back. Actually had a lawsuit filed against the equipment manager, maybe the team itself, and Eli for allegedly faking their game-used memorabilia, i.e. Eli allegedly told the equipment manager to take some uniforms or whatever it was, footballs, uniforms, helmet, who knows what it was, but to bang it up a bit and make it look like it had been game used when it hadn't been. And he was fulfilling contracts for a couple of different people. But one of the guys that the equipment manager and Eli were selling things to then went on and sold those things to maybe Steiner Sports or one of those big time places. And of course, certified to Steiner or whoever it was that it was game used, etc. Then somehow or another Steiner found out that it wasn't. So they sued the guy the middleman who turned around and then sued the Giants and the equipment manager and Eli and the whole deal. So that's numbered to 99. Antonio Brown and the Steelers. So that's why I said, looked pristine and it wasn't Eli's. But anyway, I don't think I don't even remember whatever came of that lawsuit. I'm sure they didn't ever prove anything. I don't know if they settled out of court or if it's still tied up somewhere in the hinterlands. I don't know. That is numbered to 99. Cowboys are on a little bit of a roll here as they pull yet another hit. And this one is Dorrance Armstrong Jr., numbered to 99. So, Nicholas, you said, your wife and your youngest are going on a school trip. Oh, and you have to pay for the trip before Christmas. Ooh, $1,600 a piece. That is, woohoo, that's a lot. So, I agree with you, my friend. You're either going to have to part with some of the things that you hit in your brakes. You're going to have to sell some of it to recoup some money or make a little money towards paying for that trip, or not do as many breaks. And none of us ever want to say we don't want to do as many breaks, but I do feel your pain on that. That is Immortals to 99, Roger Staubach. And it's always so hard, for me anyway, because I like all three sports. So there's teams I'm interested in buying into for all three. So I think it's easier if you're just a one sport person and you only buy in, for instance, football or baseball or whatever. It makes it a little easier to find a gap when it's kind of off season and stuff's still coming out, but maybe it's not your absolute favorite thing, or it's not as many. But when you're multi-sport, man, it's like something comes out every week that I want to buy. Well, I do buy to break, but I mean that I want to buy for myself as well. Numbered to 99, Fabric of the Game, Evan Ingram relic. So there's definitely no downtime these days in card releases. To 299, it's Cortland Sutton and the Broncos. They do not, they don't give us any breaks, that's for sure. Nicholas, I tell you, everybody wants that Charles Barkley autograph. And you know what the bad thing is? This is just terrible. I had more Noir, and I said, oh, so yeah, I can let you have some of mine because I'm sure I'll be able to get some more. I mean, Noir's usually available after the fact. So I said, sure, I don't mind. This was before they announced that Charles Barkley was going to be in there. This is numbered to 99. It is Ronald Jones, and we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 color patch. Is that right? Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, well, yes, 5. Why can't I count 5 all of a sudden? I have no idea why I couldn't suddenly count 5 colors there. But anyway, yeah, so it was before they announced the Charles Barkley part. So I said, sure, yeah, you can have part of mine, and I'll just replace it because a couple of my people said, oh, yeah, we're going to have some left over. It shouldn't be any problem. So thinking, yeah, good. And then, oh, guess what? Not now. Now my people that had it left over that said, oh, yeah, it won't be any problem, want an extra, like, oh, gosh, almost $500 extra a case. Then they were asking Tuesday morning before they announced Charles Barkley. So I'm like, come on. I mean, that's just greedy. And even so, they quoted me one price that was about $400 more. So I said, that's fine, I'll take it. And then they call me back and said, oh, no, I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong price. It's really going to be an extra, whatever they said, $150 or whatever. And I just said, okay, no. Nope, never mind, pass. But if Panini had simply announced even a day earlier, you know, why would they keep that a secret? You've got a big product coming out that you want to sell. You've got a huge announcement tied to it. Why in the world do you wait until less than 24 hours before it's coming out to make the announcement? That's just dumb. And of course, it just makes me mad because if I had known, I wouldn't have said, yeah, you can have mine, part of mine, and I'll replace it. Because guess what? Now I find I cannot easily replace it. So, boo to that. But anyway, we'll get something worked out. That is numbered to 50. It's Carlton Davis and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because, you know, I'm not one of these people that backs out of something. Pardon me. So if I told somebody they could have it, then, no, I'm going to let them have it. And I did, but it made me very sad. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to 299. And I want to see Lamar Jackson signed something. I stacked that in the wrong spot. Signed. We don't want just memorabilia. We want a little signature to go along with. There's Baker Mayfield. So did anybody watch Hard Knocks? I haven't watched it yet. That's to 99. Raiders. I haven't heard anybody commenting about anything outrageous that happened or was said. So maybe it was relatively tame. I don't know. I guess could be. I wouldn't expect it to be. I would expect something crazy to happen, but you never know. This is Jim Kelly to 99 for the Bills. And we pulled a really nice Jim Kelly autographed football jersey out of our first case of Leaf jerseys. We actually did really well in that whole case. So we had Jim Kelly, we had Marcus Mariota, we had Terry Bradshaw. Who else was in there? Todd Gurley. Fred Biletnikoff. Can't remember the others. But anyway, I was impressed that we got 3 really solid quarterbacks out of there in Bradshaw and Jim Kelly and Marcus Mariota. Marcus Davenport, the Saints, with another nice low-numbered signature. That one is to 75. So the Saints are kind of quietly going about their business of hitting some nice things tonight alongside the Cowboys, and certainly the Dolphins have had some nice things. The Colts. DJ Moore and the Panthers. Panthers getting in on the action to 249 with a nice looking patch there. Big relic. And of course your signature. And an Antonio Brown insert numbered to 99. Nicholas says he needs a Steelers autograph. He's feeling agitated because we've only got 4 boxes left. I say agitated. He didn't say the word agitated. For future reference, for someone who's not watching live and not following along with the chat, I'm saying agitated, not actually Nicholas, but yeah, I know. It always makes you feel kind of dicey when you get down to those last few boxes. You're thinking, oh, there's not that many chances left. But out of 4 boxes, we should have 16 more hits to find. So you've got at least 16 more shots to make something happen here. Bam Bam, which teams do you have tonight? Have we pulled something good for you yet? Something that's making your life happy tonight, I hope. If I remember correctly, I think I saw when I was putting in the spreadsheet that you had a handful of teams in here tonight, but I just can't remember who they all are. I tell you, I just go on autopilot when I do a lot of stuff like that, the invoicing and the spreadsheets and things. It's just so ingrained in me. I don't even often pay attention to the specifics or the details of who has what. I just get in that flow of just cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. I don't really even retain it. S&S Design, how are you? What's happening, S&S? What kind of fun, fabulous news do you have to share with us tonight? Bam Bam, you've got Broncos, Saints, Bucks, Lions, and Falcons. Oh, yeah, cool. All right. So we pulled a couple of nice Saints for you then. And we pulled most of your teams then, haven't we? Maybe not a Falcon. I remember pulling a Falcon, but I don't remember if we pulled a Lion either. But we've definitely pulled some things for you, so that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Of course, there can always be more, right? That's how we all feel about all that sort of stuff. It can always be more. That is to 299. There is another Mike Gesicki for the Dolphins. S&S Design, you are 2 hours away from being in Cleveland at the National. Are you excited? I know you are. It'll be fun, I'm sure. I'm always so torn about going because, well, I have the thing about where they're located seems to always be somewhere I could drive in about 6 hours, which seems silly to fly if I could be there in 6 hours, but yet I don't want to drive 6 hours, so then I just end up not going at all. This is numbered to 349. It is DJ Chark and a nice 4-color relic for the Jags. And then the other part of the issue for me is the fact that they have so many releases that come out. Because then you've got to basically not break all the new stuff for 4 or 5 days. And who wants to do that? Or you got to try to break it all and deal with it all away from home or away from your setup. And I don't like that plan either. Juju Smith-Schuster to 49. A little relic for Nicholas. Not the signature he wants, but the relic anyway. So I asked one of my reps today if they knew where it was going to be next year, because I had not heard. He said he thinks it's going back to Chicago. And I'm like, well, that's no different than being in Cleveland for me. They're both about 6 hours away. Like, put it somewhere closer. Braxton Berrios and the New England Patriots. That is numbered to 99. Like, if it could have been in Cincinnati instead of Cleveland, that would have been really quite awesome for me. If they could put it in Nashville, somewhere that's, maybe that's, 3 hours from me. Indianapolis, that's anything that's less than like 6 hours. But you start going Atlanta, Cleveland, Chicago, any of those, nope, 6 hours roughly. Of course, the other thing about flying that bothers me in those type of scenarios is all the stuff. Because who wants to try to fly home with all the stuff? So then you've either got to ship it home or you got to take an extra suitcase and you got to worry about getting it packed and not lost and not damaged. And it's much easier to drive, but I hate driving for that distance. I just hate it. Oh, it's going to be in Atlantic City in 2020. Oh, well, Atlantic City, I have not been to Atlantic City in years. Oh, gosh, the last time I was there, oh, man, it's probably been 15, 20 years, probably 20 years ago. I mean, it's been a while. And we had so much fun. A bunch of us from work went, and we had an absolute blast. Atlantic City might tempt me. I would not drive that for sure. I would definitely fly that. But that one, that's kind of like it's a poor man's Vegas, I guess. But you do have the ocean, so there's that benefit as well. Gives it a little leg up over Vegas in that sense. Oh, that is sorely tempting right there. I don't know. That might have to happen. S&S Design says you'll be my chauffeur and security. Oh, and my secretary. Oh, nice. And my chauffeur and my security and my secretary. Oh boy. Yeah, I might have to go to Atlantic City, because that's there's a lot to be said about a lot to be said for gambling your money away. That is numbered to 50 for the Titans. It is Luke Falk. Of course, you can always win too, right? I shouldn't assume that I would lose if I were gambling, but that is kind of how I approach it. That's numbered to 99 for the Bears. I always assume when I go to Vegas that however much I'm allocating for the gambling portion of the weekend will be lost and never seen again. And if I get lucky and win something, so much the better. But I always plan on just waving it goodbye. Dylan Cantrell, Gridiron Signatures, numbered to 75 for the Chargers. Brian Urlacher, Gold Team. And Atlantic City would probably be a little bit less expensive than Chicago, too. That's the other thing I don't like about Chicago. The hotels and all of everything is so much more expensive there. So you got to factor that into those, too. Dante Pettis for the 49ers. That is to 399. Nice relic and a signature there. S&S Design. Oh, see, now look at that. You're just being a tease. Now you say you won't be my chauffeur, my security, or my secretary. What am I going to do? Sony Michelle for the Patriots. Yeah, I tell you what. I would need a chauffeur if I were driving to Atlantic City. Although, again, when I was younger, you know, my friends and I, we'd just jump in the car and go. I did drive with one of my friends to Connecticut. Now, keep in mind, she told me before we left, and I should have verified this, but I did not. She said we were going to a place that her family owned up there on the beach. And she said, oh, it's only like, what did she tell me? Something like, I don't remember, like a 7 or 8 hour drive. I'm like, oh, well, that's not too bad. That'll be fine. And it's not until we get in the car and we're like an hour down the road. She told me, oh, it's like, I don't even remember what it was now, like 12 or 13 hours, something incredibly horrible. This is numbered to 149, and it is your, I think, third Andy Dalton relic if you're the Bengals. So you kind of loaded up on Andy Dalton. So yeah, that was one of the longest drives I've made, but the absolute longest was another group of us from a different job that decided to drive to Fort Myers, Florida. And that took about 16 hours going down. But it took a whole lot longer coming home. And I'll tell you why. You knew I would. Because in the middle of the night, everybody was so tired, we kept driving in these little short shifts. Like someone would drive for maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then they'd have to switch off and take a nap, and the next person would drive. And we couldn't stop because we had to be back at work. So we were, we had to keep switching off. And at one point, I was in the rotation and I started driving and I thought, I have seen this before. I know I have seen this before, like recently. And so I keep driving and everything is looking really familiar. So I had to wake someone up to verify this. But in fact, we had been going up and down the same stretch of road for I'm not sure how long, at least 2 turns and maybe 3 different turns. One person was driving south and then switching off, and the other person was driving correctly north, and then the next person would come back and drive south again. So we have been driving that same little stretch of north-south road for, I don't know, a couple of hours anyway. So 16 hours to get there, but a little bit longer than that to get back. So Yet another reason I hate driving. Weird stuff like that happens to me in the middle of the night. So, anyway, at least we finally figured it out. Otherwise, I guess we would have just cruised up and down the same stretch of road until daylight. So, always an adventure. But when I was younger, man, I wouldn't care. I'd get in the car and just take off and not think a thing about it. But these days, whew, no, I'd rather fly. This is Matt Stafford to 99. Nice big piece of fabric there for the Lions, but I kind of wish they'd given us two colors, but nonetheless, always good to get a hit, right? No matter. You saw a redemption come out of there a second ago. I left it face down. We'll flip it over right at the very end of the break because I'm kind of mean that way and I leave them to the end. Royce Freeman, there is a rookie roll call to 75. Our dear friend Royce, who just gives us the R and the F for the Broncos. Probably tied at least for the worst signature in the bunch of rookies. Kerryon Johnson and the Lions. Of course, what with the new curriculum not teaching cursive in school at some point, you know, what are we going to get? Everybody's just going to block print their name for their autograph. So at some point, we're going to have a whole rookie class of block printers. Won't that be exciting for us all? Or maybe that'll have to be part of what they teach them with the NFL Players Association and the NBA Players Association, MLB, all that. That'll be what they'll have to teach their incoming rookies. Here is how you sign your name in cursive when you have to sign cards. Oh, goodness. Nicholas, you said there are 2 chances for Steelers autographs left. The redemption you think is Mark Watson or Rashad Penny. Bam Bam is pulling for it to be Rashad Penny. So have we, I'm trying to think, guys, have we pulled another redemption out of certified? I can't remember if we have or not. We may have. But we haven't, if we have, it hasn't been very many anyway. Of course, Nicholas, I know you watch a lot more breaks than I do, so I'm going to trust that you know that that's what the majority of the redemptions are coming out for one of those 2 guys. So I'm going to gaze into your crystal ball and go with your prediction, and we'll see which one it turns out to be. Wouldn't it be nice if it was Tom Brady or something, though? We pulled that nice Tom Brady to 10 out of Immaculate Collegiate earlier this week. But the bad thing is it was the corners and edges of it were kind of beat up. I mean, came right out of the pack with chipping and really one really bad corner. To be a Tom Brady autograph numbered to 10, you hate to see it come out of the box with those kind of edges and corners, but yet we did. Look like Tom signed it and then threw it on the ground. Sure he didn't, but that's what it looked like. Texans, there is Kiki to 399. Oh, John Elway. Is John Elway a possibility as a redemption in here? It would be nice. Well, we have a Steeler for you again, Nicholas. It's not an autograph, though, but we have a James Washington relic to 299. So the powers that be, the mojo powers that rule the breaks, are hearing your requests, but they haven't quite entirely fulfilled them. However, I see something on deck up there that's going to make someone quite happy momentarily. So somebody can get ready to celebrate here in a hot second. That is numbered to 99, and it is Chris Carter Immortals. One guy has gotten 2 gold team Antonio Brown autos to 10 and another to 10. Wow. Well, that's nice. That is, yeah, I'd like to have that. Oh, look at that. Bam Bam's got a good eye. He's already spied who is sitting back up here in the corner waiting to be flipped around. And he is right. It is Saquon Barkley coming out for the Giants. Numbered to 175. Looks like you've got maybe part of a letter or a number there as your patch. And then, of course, the auto alongside. And frankly, if you're the Giants, you're just happy to see that come out. So you had to wait until the last box. But you've also got the nice Kyle Lauletta that came out earlier. So if you're the Giants, I'd say you're kind of officially happy by this point, because that was nice. And the Browns, you're not going home empty-handed. I would like to have found Baker Mayfield for you, but we did find you something. It is numbered to 99, Antonio Callaway Gridiron Signatures. Before we recap, we have got a couple of things to deal with. One is our 150 Panini Rewards points, which we'll be giving away using random.org. The other one is to flip over this redemption, which we're going to do here in a second, and then we'll go to the Panini website and verify it. And by that, I mean we'll just find out what it's going to be numbered to, and of course, we're almost certainly going to know the team, but again, the website will just verify that the team we believe it is correct. Okay, so this is, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, it is Hayden Hurst for the Ravens, freshman fabric mirror signatures. Wonder why Hayden Hurst is a redemption in here, because isn't he, I thought he was live in here too. Didn't we pull him live in here? So we pulled him live in something else, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so let's go to the checklist. We're going to find out what Hayden is numbered to. Then we're going to give away the 150 rewards points, and then we will recap. So that's how we're going to roll here. But first things first, heading to the checklist. And what did I say the card set was? I probably didn't even say, did I? Well, I haven't gotten that far. I've got to keep going. I'm getting ahead of myself. Way ahead of myself. All right, so we need certified card set freshman fabric mirror signatures. Freshman fabric, where are you? Mirror signatures. Card number 220, it should be Hayden Hurst. Where are you, buddy? 220, numbered to 399. Now we have got our rewards point to deal with here. Penrod says you got to go back to the casino over so many breaks. Oh no, that does not sound like we're headed in the right direction. We definitely don't want you to have to go make more money at the casino to be able to afford your breaks. We need to hit some stuff for you, don't we? All right, so what you see right there, of course, is that I am just merely copying each of the teams from the spreadsheet. Now let me switch you, and then I'll switch me. And I'm going to paste them into random.org. We have 32 teams. I do not do random for multiple times when we have this many entries in a list. I only do random if we have, maybe four or five things, less than that. Anything more than that, I'm usually going to do random once. So, of course, scrolling through so that you can indeed see that all of our teams were pasted in there. And here we go. Whoever comes out on top is going to take this little points card. So good luck, everyone. Comes out as Jacksonville Jags. So the Jags get our 150 reward point card here. And it is time to recap. Oh, Nicholas, you are welcome for the break. I am sorry we didn't pull you any signatures tonight. That's kind of a drag. But hopefully, you know what, you're still maybe living large off of that case where you had, oh my gosh, how many hits did you have in there? Like 10 or something. Or you had so many hits in that one case, it was crazy. So hopefully those help get you back on the plus side anyway for the certified breaks, we hope. So the Jags 150 rewards points card that was awarded by way of random.org. Then we have the Hayden Hurst redemption for the Ravens. That's the 399. And here we go with the rest of our recap. Of course, I'm not going to read off all the numbering and things to most of these again, but we'll just look through them. That one is to 10. The low ones I will maybe. That one's to 25. And that's just kind of anybody who might have missed it earlier or just want to take another look at your cards. Nice Alvin Kamara to 30. It's an excellent hit for the Saints. This is very nice for the Ravens too, to 25 with Jaleel Scott. So we did pull some pretty low numbered things out of here tonight in general. Not only for our hits, but some of the numbered inserts as well. So as a whole, can't complain. And if you're the Bengals, well, you've got enough Andy Dalton to stitch together and make your own uniform practically. It's like, I don't know why they have to put so many in one case. It's like, come on now. Even if we like Andy Dalton, we don't need all of his relics in one case. Nicholas, was it only 8? I swear to you, it seemed like more than that. Like, I really would have said that it was more than that. It seemed like every other hit we were saying, Nicholas, come back from your video game. There's another one you need to look at. Because you had a lot in there. It was a nice group. But you have to have a few of those sometimes. It helps make up for the nights when you don't have as good a luck. It helps make up for it when you have a night like that where you pull a few extra things. All comes out even up in the end, we hope. Mike White, and then finally was the Antonio Brown. So that has our break wrapped up for this evening. I will put up spreadsheet information here one final time for anyone who might have missed it earlier. So we'll take one more pass through at this. Once again, your anticipated shipping date is Tuesday. If I can get it out faster than that, I will. And if something strange happens and throws me off track a little, it could possibly go a day later, but I really doubt that it would, because we do have the weekend that helps. Well, it helps and it hurts. It's a short day on Saturday because the PO closes early and they don't ship on Sunday. But of course, I can get a lot of stuff sorted and ready to go anyway. Tomorrow night, we're breaking a second case of Elements and a second break of Topps Chrome baseball. Both of those came out yesterday. On Saturday, some memorabilia, a full-size football helmet, a half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys, a third case of Elements, a Gold Rush baseball jersey break, a case of the Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs, the National Edition checklist, and a second case of Immaculate Baseball. On Sunday, note that we are starting a little earlier. We're going to start at 9:45 instead of 10. We'll open an autographed batting helmet, a half case of Gold Standard football, which will be the first half of the case. It's also the last case of Gold Standard that I have on hand. And another full case, this time a 12-box case of Topps Chrome baseball, all on Sunday night. Monday, we'll open an autographed basketball jersey, another half case of our Leaf autographed football jerseys, another case of the Onyx National Edition autographed baseballs, a third case of Immaculate Baseball, and a fifth case of Certified Football. Tuesday will bring us to another full-size autographed football helmet from Gold Rush, a fourth case of Elements football, and a sixth break, which will be a half-case break, of Allen and Genter baseball. So that gets us up through Tuesday. Of course, Wednesday will be a new release day, so I'm sure we'll break some Don Russ football alongside some clearly authentic baseball, both of which come out on Wednesday, and probably some other odds and ends in there as well. But that's what the days ahead look like, and I guess that has got us wrapped up for tonight. So once again, thank you everyone for spending part of your evening with me. I appreciate you bidding and breaking with me. I'm glad you came and hung out and spent a few hours. So take care, have a great rest of your night, and we'll be back at it tomorrow night. Bye now.